Hello everyone, this is Matthew Thomas, your graphic guy, and this is graphics.com. In the last video, we talked about the menu bar in CorelDraw. We discussed on CorelDraw. As you can see, my screen is it's already set to go. In our last video tutorial, we had the discussion on this tutorial on this bar, which is called the menu bar or the classic bar, and then we went down to explaining I went down to explain certain concepts on the standard toolbar and of course the property bar. All right, so today we'll be talking about I'll be teaching us on explaining the importance of these tax bar the tax bar and of course the color palette. But because of how enormous they are, if you notice, there are a lot of drop down buttons here. We don't have an overloaded information. We'll cut it down into different segments, into models, so that understanding can be easily grabbed. Okay, so for today, this is my CorelDraw interface, and I want to launch a new document. When you launch your CorelDraw, if you're launching for the first time, you will not see all of these. These are not templates. These are jobs I did. These are jobs I did. Likelihood what you will see may just be something like exactly something like these. These are templates. Okay, these are templates. These are templates. Remember we talked about template yesterday, so this is what I was talking about. These are all templates. I could pick any of these and just run and just edit on it, and possibly, especially this, I can just make a mock-up to this. All right, so let's get started and run straight into what we are out for today. So I'll launch a new document, and then it will bring out this document palette. I want to create my chosen kind of document, the size, and my primary color mode as well. I like using my primary color mode on CMYK, you know, and then of course the name. If I want to name it, let's say I can decide to name my page. Let's say we name this uh CDR tutorial class, tutorial class 2. Let's say we name it CDR tutorial class 2. All right, and you can increase resolution. Let's take it to about let's take it to about 400, say 400 dpi. Okay, leave the orientation on portrait. My color setting, I'm okay with my color setting, so depending on what I want to do. And then of course my dimension is on feet, my paper size is on A4. So at this point we are good to go. Don't ever tick this. You will surely need this. Don't ever tick this part. Make sure you get it. Don't tick, because when you tick this, it means whenever you launch your CorelDraw, you ain't going to see this anymore, and it may give you some problem. So I'll okay it. All right, so let's be the moment. Yeah, here we go. So as I earlier said in our previous video, we discussed on the classic menu bar, and then we discussed on the standard toolbar. We also talked about the property bar. So today we'll be looking at this bar called the tax bar. This bar. This is a very, very, very important bar. You can call it, I just call it my working bar, because this is where I work. I do all of my designs from, most especially. All right. So in all of these, you can see that we have about 15 of the, or 17 in number. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 plus this 17. And then we have a lot of drop down, almost all of them, if not all, except for just sorry about that, except for just this guy, my transparent tool and my eyedropper. That doesn't have drop down tool. The rest of them, that's 15 of them, they all have drop down tool. It's important we know that underneath every one of them there are other functionalities that can be used. So as I said earlier, we will not give on overloaded information, so we'll take for this class 1 2 3 4 and 5, and then we'll see if we can in the shortest possible time deal with all the drop down menus options. All right, so first thing first, this is what we call the pick tool. The pick tool is one of the most important tool on the text bar. Is very important because it helps you manipulate, move objects from one place to another, move text, move images from one place to another. Of course, when you're dealing with CorelDraw, there are three things to deal with: text, object, and images. Text, object, and images. What are text? These are simply text. How are you? This is a text. Okay, let me bring it up a little bit. This is a text, and these are objects. Any of these are objects, and of course, images are pictures. Images are pictures. Since we haven't gotten to import level, I'll leave the one for now. Images are pictures. So let's take this out. So this helps you if I want to move this guy. If I want to move it without this pick tool, it's very impossible to do so. So this pick tools help me. The pick tool helps me rather. I click on it and I can move this guy to wherever I want to on my worksheet. By the way, this is called a worksheet. All of this is called my worksheet. Okay, all this is called my worksheet. This is my workspace. This is a worksheet rather. This particular A for the worksheet, and these are my workspace. All of these all this white space as outside this box, outside this A4 paper is my workspace. This is my worksheet. So I can move this text with the help of the pick tool to wherever I want to wherever I mean wherever within this worksheet and workspace. All right, same thing here. I can move this guy. So you see how important the pick tool is. And then if you go beneath it, you find that there's a freehand tool. This freehand tool, what it does is almost similar. It's similar, as a matter of fact, it's similar, but it has its own highlight. It's like you want to highlight a certain part of a document. I don't want to pick everything, so that's what it does. Cause freehand, so I can pick a particular part and leave the rest. Okay. The next is free transform. Free transform. So you see what this one does. It highlights a lot of parts. Assuming if I wanted to break this, let's say I break this guy to I turn this guy from a regular image to a bitmap image, like convert it to bitmap, where I can have options of editing. That's Control Q. If I use this guy, I think I can do something about where I say it again. I don't okay. If I highlight this part, no, I've not clicked on it. Hold on a bit. Very good. Freehand. So I think something like this. Okay, so you see what it's doing. So you see, all right. So it drags the image on to the opposite side. If I want this guy, if I want this upper part to go up, I don't want to come over here because I have something there. I'll just bring it down here, and that's what it does. Okay, okay, that's beautiful. So you see, it's kind of fascinating though. So what it's doing, this is lovely. This is lovely. All right, so that's what the picture. You can on your spare time you can play with it and you'll discover a lot of other usage. They all have their particular usage at a particular time, right? So always leave it at the default pick tool. Just always leave it here because this is very very important. Now we'll go over to the next thing. The next tool on our toolbar. On our toolbar will be the shape tool. The shortcut for shape tool is F9. The shortcut for this tool is F9. So if I tap F9 on my keyboard, it will be, excuse me, um, F10, I beg your pardon, F10. So if I tap F10 on my keyboard, it will be highlighted. So you see, it's been activated. All right. So it is called a shape tool. What does it do? What does a shape tool do? Now this is a perfect. This is not a perfect square. Let's get a perfect square. To get a perfect square, you click on your square box. All right, the rectangle tool, and you hold down on Control, and then drag. Click and drag. This is a perfect square. You can see by my measurement that's the perfect square. The width, the horizontally it is 0.281, vertically it is 0.281. So what means is that the rate mathematically is the radius here is the same with the size here. Okay, so I'm not good at mathematics, forgive me. So this the length between the distance from here to here and from here to here and from here to here from here to here is 0.281. That's what a perfect square is. All right, by mathematical knowledge. All right, so now okay, we are the shape tool. So what this does is that possibly I want to manipulate on this square, on this object, and I don't have the kind of object I want to on CorelDraw, the kind of shape I want to. So I have to manipulate this guy. So what I will have to do, because it is the perfect, it is an object now, I have to convert it to an editable object. All right, by using my keyboard Control plus Q. All right, Control plus Q. I'll type it Control plus plus Q. Excuse me, plus Q. Could be a capital Q, could be a small Q. No. So Control plus Q on my keyboard. So if I do Control plus Q, while this is highlighted, Control plus Q, I have changed it from a regular, from a non-editable shape to an editable shape. So now it is, I can now use my shape tool to manipulate it to whatever shape I want to. If I want to break it from here, I will double click on this part and I create a node there, I drag it to whatever shape, and blah 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 blah. Just scatter, you can do whatever you want to do to any shape. This is a good shape for some certain designs and all of that. So that's what that guy is used for. So let's go back to where it was before. We'll leave it as a convertible shape. All right, I'll take this as, since we don't need it for it now. So now the next thing, if you check on down the shape tool, there's a drop button there. There's a drop down button there. So if you click on it, carefully click on it, you'll find all the tools in it. Let's come closer, so see what we are doing. Let's come closer. Very good, very good. So go back there. Now this is a smooth tool. As the name implies, it's a smooth tool. What it does is that, peradventure I had some rough edges. Okay, let's explain something now. Okay, let's say I had something like this. I have something like a rough edges. I think that's what it does, right? I want to smoothen those edges. I think if I use this, okay, so you see, uh, well, what it primarily does is that it helps you smoothen the edges of any object you really want to. So you see what it's doing. Okay, let's get closer. Now this is a very sharp edge. I want to make it quite, you know, sort of smooth so that I can manipulate it, without altering the object. So you see what it's doing, turning it from a sharp end, this end is sharp too, to a more curvy kind of end to give me allowance to work with whatever I want to do. So you see what it's doing. It's very sweet. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. You can adjust until you're satisfied. So you see that the difference between this point and this point is clear, just like 7 up. All right, we'll go again to the next tool, which is smear tool. Let's come closer first. The smear tool, as I said, they have their different purposes and that particular designs you can use them on. The smear tool does something like this. When you talk about smear, it means to ruffle, you know, smear tool. So let's see. Okay, I think I did not highlight. Okay, that's why it did not work the first time. It's not highlighted. So you see what it does. Smear tool. This is even awesome. This is awesome. Wow, wow. Isn't this wonderful? Wow, this is wow, wow. I'm shocked at this. The corridor is so interesting. There are a lot of things you learn every day with corridor. As you keep working, you just keep learning. You just keep learning. All right, let's check next tool underneath. Shape tool is the twirl. Twirl. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I pronounce it twirl. So what this does, this is like, wow, similar to the previous one, but it creates more curvy ends than the former ones. So as I said, there are lots of things you can do with it, and then just get done with it, play with it, and then you discover a lot of things that you can do with it. So let's go, the next thing, you should put a crop option. Of course, crop on the general language, it means um if I wanted to take out something from a particular place, you know, I want to take out a section and leave the section that I'm not okay with. I'm doing Ctrl Z, by the way, to undo all of this so that I can have my regular shape back. All done. To take up and have a crop, you should know what cropping is. If I wanted to just oh, this is converted. Hold on. Whew. So you see, if I click on crop, what it means is that I just want only this part, only this part, so only this part. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Makes everything simple. You see, makes everything so simple. If I try it again, so I just want these guys, and I click on enter or crop. Wow, beautiful. So you see, you can go ahead and try the drop down menu. This is a knife tool. Okay, let's just work on it and see. Let's just work on it. I said earlier that we're not going to overload us information. Let's see what this knife tool is about. This knife tool, I love this guy. Let's see what it does. Okay, I think it's simply just a cut line open, just opens lines for us. Where's it again? Okay, knife tool, and then there are so many things you can do with this. Actually, if you take your time to observe them, there are a lot of things we can do with this. Wow. So you see, okay, okay, that's for the knife tool. Now let's go over to this visual segment. I use this a lot. I use this a lot. What visual segment does that? It gives you the ability to take out a part, no matter how little or how large, of a particular image, shape, or picture or text you don't want. For instance, if I wanted to take out these guys, I haven't highlighted them. I just come like this. You see. So first of all, what it means is that for you to achieve this, for you to achieve this, uh oh, for you to achieve this, you must highlight a particular point you want to be, you want to remove. Okay, let's take this guy out. You want to remove. For instance, now if I wanted to take off from here to this point with this visual segment, with this eraser, with this knife, I'll just do the highlight option. You see, you see what it's doing. So if I want to take on another part, I have to tell him that okay, it's from here to here I want to remove. So I go back there and I just click and it goes off. Okay, it's giving me a lot of problem. All right, so that's it. Now the next thing we want to look at is our zoom. Our zoom option is very important. As I said, and I'll continue saying in this class, that most of these tools, as you get to work with CorelDraw and designs, try applying them. You discover a lot of things for yourself, and then you can always share together. And if you discover anything new or confusing thing, you can drop your comments on the comment section, and then I'll be glad to respond to it, also learn from you. And also, please always try to subscribe to my channel. If you're not subscribed yet, subscribe to this channel and click on the bell notification, the bell icon, so you get to know when our next video comes up. All right, so we said we are going to do with 1 2 3 4 5, so we are almost at the fifth one. Now let's go to the zoom option. That we'll be using that quite frequently. Zoom simply, in your normal mobile phone, you have zoom is to have a glance of a particular part of an object, image, or text you want to do, want to work with. Maybe you're not seeing it too far, it's too far from you, you want to bring it closer. That's what the zoom does. That's what the zoom does. It has a drop down option too. This is very sweet. This one rotates the whole of your desktop, the whole of your worksheet. You see, it moves the whole of your worksheet, your workspace. I beg your pardon, including your worksheet as well, though. So if I wanted to see what's going on in my worksheet, just bring it. I just click down and move it, and that's it. That's it. But that's it about the zoom. There's not much to read about that. And then the freehand tool. This is where this is where we are going to anchor on this particular subject. The freehand tool. The freehand tool gives you okay, hold on a bit. Let me show you something. Okay, so the freehand tool here, it helps you to freehand tool helps you to control the smoothness, all right, the smoothness of curved lines you are drawing, as well as add segments to an existing line. Okay, I hope you understand what I'm saying. It helps you to control the smoothness of curved lines. These curved lines, it helps you to control them, and then of course add segments to an existing line. So let's take a practical of that and see what I'm saying. Now if I wanted to draw this line again and I don't want to use, I just can trace You can just trace it and double click. When you get to a node, you double click. If you don't double click, it ends there. You double click and then and it nodes here, meaning that I've duplicated this. All right, so that's what it does. It helps in manipulation a lot of times. Okay, it's a very sweet tool. You know, in drawing objects, it just accomplish a lot of things. A lot of things. Corel as it is, CorelDraw as this, it helps you accomplish a lot of things and gives you variety of tools you can find on the toolbox here. You know, that's what it really does. It's a sweet thing, and if you manipulate it, if you have the time to sit down and study all of them like I did, well, you'll be amazed at what you get out of them. So there's a 2 point line. Excuse me. There's a 2 point line. There's a bezier tool. There's a pen tool, B spline. This 2 point line is simply from this 2 point line is if you click here now, for instance, and if you click here, so that's all about it. Just dragging a line from one end to another, and it gives you measurements. The measurement here, that's the length of the line and all of that. Okay, so I'll leave you to look at the others. There's bezier tool, almost the same thing as this one, just that when you click at one point, you see, click at one point, it gives you this node there, telling you that there's a line here. You started something here, you must finish it. So wherever you take it to, if you click here, it creates something like this for you. All right. Then the next one, okay, let's just get done with this. I wanted to allow you to try the rest for yourself, and then tell me your experience in the comment section. Is the B spline, so the B spline is a simple. It helps you drag curves, and then you don't have to go outside of the dimension, or outside of hold on a bit, I'm having some difficulties with my system. Please give me a moment. I'm having difficulty with my system. um, so okay, I'm back. The B spline it has ab nodes. The ab nodes that are equidistant. What means is that this from here to the next one is a measured distance. Okay, it can be used for curve fitting and numerical differentiation of experimental data. Okay, can be used for numerical experimentation. Maybe you're trying to get the distance between angle 1 and angle 2. It helps you to get a particular data on that. All right, so okay, so if I click here and I click here and I click here, see what it does. I'm achieving a shape that ordinarily will take me so much time to, but with the help of the B spline, I can achieve that so easily and so quick. And then of course we have the polyline and the curve. Okay, so I'll allow you to work on the try polyline and the 3 curve points, and then tell me your experience in my comment section. So thank you very much for staying up with me, and I'll see you in the next class. Please, once again, for comments and any question, do well to drop it in the comment section, or you can contact me on my personal line or through my Gmail account, which you will find in the comment section down this video. I'll be glad that I'm glad to help whenever and however. So thank you very much. My name once again is Matthew Thomas. I'm the graphic guy, and this is graphics.com. All right, see you in the next class. Bye for now.